Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I need to tell you a story. I was at a meeting some years back, quite a few years back, and they were discussing the use of something similar to AI, really not AI, nowhere near that. It employed the use of AI, but it wasn't AI. It was much more complex than that. And they were discussing the use of it. I was the only outside person allowed with clearance in this meeting. And the conversation was around whether or not to use it. Now, they listed the advantages of using it, and I possessed all of those advantages except one, and that was a willingness to embrace technology. Now, this thing that they were talking about not only had a willingness to embrace technology, it was technology, but it was talking about all the advantages of this thing. I did not possess a willingness to embrace technology. I had cell phones. I had the earliest cell phones, but I would not send a text on a cell phone. I would not, there were so many things that I did not do with my cell phone. It was like, mm-mm. I really didn't engage in social media until the pandemic. I mean, I had a social media account. I never really used it. And it was only like a few years older than the pandemic, maybe a year older than the pandemic, but I didn't engage. And so I left that meeting realizing that I was going to be really far behind if I didn't embrace technology. Now, I like technology. I like use of computers and what have you, but you know, social media and I understood it. I understood it well. I understood the use there. I still write my novels longhand, still do. So I like how fast things can be processed, ideas, information, data, but I wasn't using it the way to the best of its ability. I left the meeting and I sent a text to my children, and all the messages I got back said, "Who are you? And why did you take my mother's phone?" I was I was off the grid before being off the grid was a thing. I was notorious for not embracing technology. I mean, they used to call me Bagberry because I would keep my old cell phone because I was like, it still works. It still works. I don't know what y'all doing. And people were like, what is she doing? Why does she have that old phone? It still works, never drops the call. I was not trying to embrace technology. Now, there are some things that people still laugh at me about, but that's because I really understand the security involved and what have you, what have you. But I know people who think that social media is nothing but the devil, not realizing that there are people involved. I know folks who see no good use of technology, and that's fine. That's fine. But if we're going to engage with those who do use it, and if we're going to engage with those who kind of get lost in the cracks, and if we're going to engage in the world in such a way to put a word out, a voice out, that is not the one that they're hearing that divides, we're going to have to think smarter than some of us are willing to do. We're going to have to go beyond. We're going to have to do more. And embracing technology, embracing social media, embracing a way to engage the voice of wisdom or the ancestors or anything. There are some things that we're going to have to learn and keep learning. You can keep the old and learn something new. I love you.